So I just got in KFC's Ditka, and there were some people thinking that maybe there was a new version that had came out of or had been reissued because TF Source has it labeled as Mighty version. And yes, you're staring at its feet. That's just how it is right now. It's the same version as the original release. That has the same flaws. See, that's still just wonderful. This piece here on his chest really likes to pop out a lot while you're transforming it. That's really the only main issues it has. And then, of course, it won't stand. But look, it's standing right now, you think. Well, not really. Get that turned around correctly. The secret is doing the legs like that in what I would call the Studio Walk's Devastator pose. You push the knees back and let him lean forward, kind of. And with the heel spurs out properly and the ankle pieces pushed in, he will technically not fall over if you pray to the right gods. There we go. So he will stand up. But hopefully this will be fixed with the new knees and the new ankle pieces that are included. Yeah, you go ahead. You just lay down, buddy. You've worked hard. Here are the new pieces that go on the ankles. Of note is that there is a left and a right piece. Let's see if we get them situated. There's a little notch there. The notches will go on the inside of the leg when we reassemble it, and that's important to note. The other two pieces are for the knees, and best I can tell, they're exactly the same from one another. Forward and backwards or left and right, they're all the same. There is going to be a direction they need to go in because you'll notice there's that little notch on the inside of the rim there that goes all the way around, and it's not in the middle. It's just shallow on one end. So we'll see what happens with that. Next, we reach into the screwdriver purse of manliness, and we will start taking apart a leg and see what happens. And hopefully when we're done, we have a toy that still works. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the 0 by 1.5 of some measurement, I couldn't tell you which, is what fits this guy. So first, we get out the 3 screws here in the upper thigh. And there is a video out by KFC showing this, but it's 3.5 minutes and it's sped up. They didn't really talk about the differences or show before and after standing. So you saw there how he barely stood. And we're hoping to see real time marked improvements. Alright, it's about to come apart. And I'm really hoping the screws go back together nicely. As you can tell, it's bringing a lot of plastic off with it already. Alright, there's a spring definitely pushing that out. Alright. Set that there. Bring this out. So, the leg facing outward, the notch goes up. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference between the two pieces at this point, but maybe there is. I don't know. Let's continue ahead. Let's next start taking apart the leg. And if you don't have a little screwdriver set and you like transformers, you should correct that. This little set here works really well because, as you can see, I don't have to keep repositioning the screwdriver. The top and the middle spin independently. It makes it really great for fine-tuned crap like this. And I'll probably forward up some of this. Don't want to see me screwing all day. Quit screwing around. Kids are screwing around too much. Also, apologies for the absolutely shitty lighting and shitty everything else. I don't have a setup place yet, but we'll get there. Alright, let's see, is that ready to pop off yet? Yeah, I have to just kind of work it apart. Get my trusty spudger. Da, 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 da. I'm just kind of going up and down, working this guy out. Trying to keep it even as I work my way out. There we go. Is that it? Yay! Okay. Set this nice die-cast chunk over there. Oh man, all kinds of gross grease in there. I guess it's good. Alright. Slide the foot out. Keep... See, there's a peg there. It looks like it just slides on. So we need to make sure... Keep everything facing the same way when we put it down, since you know we're not the engineers of this toy. Come on, little buddy. Come on, little guy. There he goes. Alright, so this piece needs to go like this. That'll be on the inside. Man, that purple's way different. Not that it matters, but interesting. Alrighty. Let's see, same screwdriver work? Yeah. Alright. It dropped exactly where I wanted it. You may think it just dropped on its own, and I'm being really haphazard. You'd be wrong. Exactly where I wanted it. Doesn't fit as snug as I would like. But I mean, I guess it's okay. Let's see if I can pick this up with my fat fingers. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how tight to get this, so I'll get it about that tight. Oh man, look at the stress mark on that guy. On all these, Jesus, especially that one. Alright. So that goes. Seems fine. Alright. So now let's get to this piece. It's like, oh man, that grease is all over it. Don't want to clean it off though. I assume it's important to make the toy suck at least a little less. I'm just kidding. I love the aesthetics of the toy, and the transformation's great. I did it to all three modes with 0 instructions. I mean, it was all very obvious. Again, that landed right where I wanted it, just 100%. Okay. And there's definitely a spring in here. I can feel it pushing apart. So, hold. Stay on target. Alright. Okay. Easy. Easy there, little buddy. Alright. Let's look. Notch up. Yeah, I don't really know what's different about this piece. But by George, we're going to replace it anyways. Make sure to set it off to the side good, because it looks exactly the same. And just put that back on. There we go, little buddy. Alright. You have to sweet talk the toys, or else they get mad. Alright. I can tell you right now, I'm about ready to pinch my fingers, so that'd probably hurt, because this is all die cast here. Greasy die cast. Like he's been rubbing his legs through fast food joint. Jesus. Alright. And then, lastly, for the knee contraption here, this surprisingly long screw back in. Alright. Alright. Now we put ultra greasy side down. Back in. Let's see, put this up, line up those 4 posts. Hope they haven't broken off yet. I think they're fine. Okay. Look at that. So that pin right there, I didn't even notice it before. I guess he goes in right there. Mr. Pin. You see Mr. Pin there? Oh, okay. And now I want to test it before I put the screws back in. Oh my, that is a nice fill there. That's way better. Okay, let's get these 4 screws in. And if any of you have ever screwed anything in your life, collectors are all virgins, you know, it's a good idea. Don't super tighten the first one, or any of them really. At first, go ahead and get them all in. Get them all where they're reasonably snug. But, you know, don't really tighten them yet, or else it'll get lopsided. And I hope this works, because as much plastic as these screws have on them, it doesn't leave me with the warm and fuzzies if I had to take this apart again for any reason, like completely screwing up the assembly, which I would totally do. So, alright, now that we got them in, start making another pass. Yeah, and they're all going in a lot tighter too now. You know, not any crazy force here or anything, just nice and snug. Okay. Alright. Last bit here. Just line all this crap back up. Alright, yeah, we're pushing against that spring in there. I'm sorry, I keep blocking the light. And this one with the spring especially, that not tightening anything up a lot. Just kind of going slow and steady, getting all 3 started, and then coming back around is gonna... Oh, crap. Sorry about that, hit my stand. This is really important. We'll take a look at this one leg here in just a second once it's finished. Alright. Not too bad. About 11 minutes, 38 seconds total. So that knee ratchet feels pretty good, especially the lower joint compared to this one. Oh yeah, it's a lot tighter. Extremely noticeably tighter. For just the one leg even. Yeah, it feels like this guy's the leg that's wanted to give out now. The one that has not been repaired. So I'm going to repair the other one off camera. If anything wonky comes up with it, I will turn the camera back on so to show you what's different, but it should be exactly the same. Remember, when you get to this piece, notch goes up, or aka to the inside, and you can see where it's supposed to go, because if you flip this out and get it on camera, very important, there's this notch cut out here. You don't want this notch on the replacement part. Come on, focus. I don't have a third hand to tap the phone. Alright, well, you don't want the notch to line up with there. You want the notch to line up here, and there's a hole in there, a little hollow part that it tabs into that gives it that nice secure lock. So I'll be right back.
Oh, baby, I'm so greasy for you, baby. Ooh, I'm just dripping with grease just at the thought of you, baby. Ooh.
So I wanted to note one issue I did have is this screw here. Where are we at? Right there. Started to strip on me when he was coming out. So I upgraded to the next size screwdriver for him, which at this point was my Craftsman blurry number. Well, it says 1 by 2.5. Yeah, 1 by 2.5. And that seemed to work fine. So the rest of them I'm going to stick with my smaller one, but this guy I'm going to use a larger guy. Alright, pretty uneventful second leg. Moment of truth. Put them up. Get that out. Let's get the huge heel spurs out. I'm going to put the legs nice and straightforward. Let's see if we can get some better light. Nice and straightforward, the way you would naturally think to pose it. Nothing odd. Give him a little bit of an A stance, I guess. And what happens? He's still back heavy, but he stopped. He actually didn't fall. That is, like the first, it took me so long to even get him to stand the first time. So, kind of mixed bag. It is definitely better, but I don't feel like I'm getting any more really notable posability out of the guy. Let's see. I mean, that's not bad, and that would have been a harder pose to achieve. I'm going freehand a bit. To achieve before the mod, or not the mod, but the replacement parts. See here, he's actually leaned back pretty far, and he's still actually standing up. See if we can get him to stand straight up. And I'm not the best poser or anything. So yeah, it's definitely an improvement. So definitely an improvement. He's still not super great to stand, but it's definitely better. Part of it is, I think, the outward ratchets in the hips. They don't seem to be super accommodating to, you know, anything. They're pretty soft. I just feel that when I try to manipulate him any other way, those kind of want to give. And then the ratchet forward and the ratchet back also are pretty stiff and have large chunks. But like that right there looks pretty decent. You know, pretend that his arms aren't at some stupid pose and you get the idea. So anyway, there you go. If you were looking to buy him currently and wondering if it was any better or what it was like before and after the parts, there you go, and hopefully that helps out. Later.
Oh, baby, I'm so greasy for you, baby.